Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins All World, where we uncover the hidden treasures of the coin world. Today, we have something particularly exciting to talk about: the United States Washington Quarter from 1965. If you think this quarter is just another old coin sitting in your collection or spare change, think again. You could be holding a rare piece of history worth a lot more than you might expect. Stick around until the end, because we're about to reveal just how valuable this particular quarter can be. Let's take a step back to 1965. It was a pivotal year in American history, not only because of the major social and political changes of the time, but also because of a significant shift in the way U.S. coins were made. Prior to 1965, the Washington Quarter was minted with a 90% silver composition. However, due to the rising cost of silver, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision to change the composition of the quarter. Starting in 1965, the Washington Quarter would no longer be made with silver. Instead, it would be composed of a copper-nickel clad, a move that forever changed the value and look of this iconic coin. Now, we get to the interesting part: the 1965 Washington Quarter. While the majority of these coins were produced in large quantities, the shift in composition and the rarity of certain coins make this year particularly fascinating for collectors. Although most 1965 quarters are still circulating today and are worth just their face value, there's a much more interesting aspect to the 1965 quarter. It was the year when several minting errors occurred, and these errors have made certain coins incredibly valuable. One of the key factors in determining the worth of a 1965 quarter is its mint mark. For most quarters, the mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. Coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, those from Denver feature a D, and coins minted in San Francisco have an S mint mark. While most of the quarters from 1965 have the standard mint mark or no mint mark at all, some coins feature unique errors that can make them much more valuable. One of the most sought-after versions of the 1965 quarter is the one with a D mint mark from Denver but with a rare minting error. These coins might have been struck off-center, resulting in a design that is misaligned. Other minting errors from this time include double strikes, die cracks, or even coins that have been improperly struck. These mistakes are often what collectors are after because they make the coin a rare, one-of-a-kind item. Imagine finding a quarter that has the potential to be worth thousands of dollars just because of a small mistake during production. It's like discovering a hidden treasure. But here's the real kicker: even without minting errors, the 1965 Washington Quarter can hold incredible value if it is in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most quarters from this time period have been in circulation for decades, meaning they've probably been through a lot: scratches, discoloration, and general wear and tear. However, if you happen to find one that looks brand new, with sharp, crisp details and no visible damage, then you might have a coin that is highly sought after by collectors. The condition of the coin is crucial. Coins in mint or near mint condition are worth much more than those that have been circulated heavily. A quarter from 1965 that is perfectly preserved, with no signs of wear, can fetch a premium price. Of course, the rarer the error or mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. These uncirculated or error-stricken quarters are the ones that can reach surprising prices in the market. Now, let's get to the moment you've all been waiting for: just how much is a 1965 Washington Quarter really worth? Well, while most of these coins are still valued at just 25 cents, if you have one in exceptional condition or one that features a rare minting error, you could be holding a coin that's worth an astonishing $120,000. Yes, you heard that right, $120,000 for a single quarter. Whether it's an uncirculated gem or a quarter with a unique minting error, these coins can be worth a fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1965 Washington Quarter, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. If it's in excellent condition, check for any mint marks or errors. You could be sitting on a small fortune, and that's something every coin collector dreams of finding. Today, we have something truly exciting to talk about: the 1979 Washington Quarter. If you're holding on to one of these quarters or happen to come across one in your collection, you'll definitely want to stick around to learn about its potential value. because this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth a whole lot more than you think. First, let's set the stage and talk about the 1979 Washington quarter. By this time, the Washington quarter had been around for decades, first minted in 1932 to honor the first President of the United States, George Washington. Over the years, the design of the coin remained relatively unchanged, with the obverse side showcasing Washington's profile and the reverse side featuring the American eagle. However, by 1979, there were some subtle shifts in the minting process that would eventually lead to a surge in interest and value for specific 1979 quarters. One of the most important aspects to understand about the 1979 Washington quarter is the year's historical context. 1979 was a period of transition, as the United States was facing a turbulent economy with high inflation rates. The U.S. Mint had been experimenting with different compositions and designs, trying to find the perfect balance between cost-effectiveness and maintaining the high quality of the nation's coinage. This era marked a turning point in the production of American coins, which is why certain pieces from 1979, especially quarters, are of particular interest to collectors today. Now, what makes the 1979 Washington quarter stand out from the rest? Well, just like with many other coins, the value of a 1979 quarter depends heavily on its condition and any unique features it may possess. For example, coins that were produced in higher quantities and circulated widely are generally worth only face value or slightly more if they're in decent condition. However, there are a few key factors that can make a 1979 Washington quarter more valuable than others, and the first one we'll talk about is the mint mark. Mint marks are crucial in determining a coin's origin, and they can tell us a lot about the rarity of a coin. For the 1979 Washington quarter, coins were minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint quarters have no mint mark, while the Denver mint quarters feature a D, and the San Francisco mint coins have an S mint mark. The mint mark can have a big impact on a coin's value, especially when paired with a rare error or unique feature, but it's not just the mint mark that makes the 1979 Washington quarter so special. The real treasure comes from coins that feature unique minting errors or flaws that were made during production. Errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or even coins with misplaced mint marks can dramatically increase the value of a coin. These types of mistakes are highly sought after by collectors, as they are considered rare anomalies that make the coin one of a kind. For example, imagine you've come across a 1979 Washington quarter with a double die. This happens when the coin is struck twice with the die, creating a visible doubling of the design. Double die coins are incredibly rare and are prized by collectors for their uniqueness and historical significance. Even something as simple as an off-center strike, where the design is misaligned or incomplete, can make a 1979 quarter worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another aspect that makes the 1979 Washington quarter valuable is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved and never entered circulation can be worth a lot more than those that have been used in everyday transactions. A coin in mint condition, also known as uncirculated, has sharp, clear details and no signs of wear. These coins are typically stored in special holders and are often sold to collectors who want a pristine piece for their collection. If you have an uncirculated 1979 quarter, you might be surprised by just how much it could be worth. But now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the moment of truth. How much could a 1979 Washington quarter be worth? If you have a coin that's in excellent condition, or perhaps one that features a rare minting error, you could be holding on to something worth a lot of money. In fact, a 1979 Washington quarter with the right features could be worth as much as $150,000. Yes, you heard that right. $150,000 for a single quarter. This incredible value is reserved for coins in uncirculated condition or those with significant minting errors, but even if you just have a well-preserved 1979 quarter, it could still fetch a respectable price. So, if you happen to have a few 1979 quarters in your collection, it's definitely worth taking the time to inspect them closely. Look for any mint marks, errors, or signs of wear that could make your coin stand out. Today, we have something that's sure to catch the attention of many collectors, a coin that you may have passed by countless times, but might be worth far more than you could imagine. We're talking about the 1981 Washington quarter, and this coin could very well be sitting in your collection or in your pocket right now, possibly worth a lot of money. What makes the 1981 Washington quarter so special? Well, this coin comes from a time of transition in U.S. coinage. By 1981, the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for nearly 50 years, and it had undergone several changes in design and composition over time. At this point, the quarter was no longer made from silver, but instead, it was minted with a copper-nickel clad, which is the same composition used in most modern U.S. coins. But what truly makes this coin so unique and desirable to collectors? To answer that, we need to look at the bigger picture. The Washington quarter was designed to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States, and the design features his iconic profile on the obverse side of the coin. On the reverse, you'll find an eagle, which has been the symbol of strength and freedom for the U.S. for centuries. While the design may seem familiar, it's the rarity and condition of the 1981 Washington quarter that sets it apart in today's market. One of the key things to consider when determining the value of the 1981 Washington quarter is its mint mark. Mint marks tell us where the coin was produced, and this information can make a significant difference in the coin's worth. For the 1981 Washington quarter, there are three potential mint marks: the P for the Philadelphia Mint, the D for the Denver Mint, and the S for the San Francisco Mint. While all three mint marks were used to produce quarters in 1981, the mint marks themselves don't always tell the full story. The true value of a coin often depends on its condition and any rare characteristics it might possess. In fact, one of the most sought-after features of the 1981 Washington quarter is its potential for minting errors. Minting errors are what collectors crave: coins that were struck with imperfections or anomalies during the production process. Some common types of errors include double strikes, where the design appears twice on the coin, or off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. These errors create unique coins that are one of a kind, and these rare pieces can fetch a significantly higher price than a regular, well-circulated coin. Additionally, the overall condition of the 1981 Washington quarter can drastically impact its value. Coins that have been in circulation for many years tend to show signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration. However, if you happen to have a 1981 quarter that has been carefully preserved and kept in excellent, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than face value. The key to recognizing a high-value coin is to look for sharp, crisp details and a bright, shiny finish with minimal wear. But here's where things get really interesting. While most 1981 Washington quarters are worth just a small amount, especially if they've been circulating for decades, if you happen to come across a coin with an extremely rare minting error, or one that's in impeccable condition, the value can skyrocket. And we're not talking just a few dollars here and there. We're talking about a quarter worth of fortune. The most valuable 1981 Washington quarters are those that have been well preserved or contain an error that makes them a rare find. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, who are always on the lookout for pieces that can complete or enhance their collections. While a regular 1981 Washington quarter might not be worth much, if you find one with a noticeable error or in mint condition, you could be holding a coin worth much more than you ever expected. And now, for the exciting part: just how much can a 1981 Washington quarter be worth? If you have an uncirculated example or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value of $155,000. That's right, $155,000 for a single quarter. Of course, this value is for the most pristine, error-free, or error-stricken versions of the coin. But even if your coin doesn't have an error, if it's in excellent condition, it could still command a higher than usual price. So, the next time you're going through your collection or digging through your spare change jar, take a close look at those 1981 Washington quarters. If you happen to have one in fantastic shape or one with a rare error, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Make sure to inspect it carefully, because you never know, your ordinary quarter could turn out to be worth an extraordinary sum. Today, we have a real gem to explore, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar. This may seem like just another quarter from the 70s, but trust me when I say, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. If you've ever wondered about the true value of your old quarters, or if you're looking to learn more about the hidden treasures of American numismatics, you've come to the right place. Let's take a step back and discuss the Washington quarter itself. Introduced in 1932 to honor the first President of the United States, George Washington, this quarter has become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The design of the coin has remained relatively consistent over the years, featuring a profile of George Washington on the obverse side, with an eagle on the reverse. But even though the design has stayed the same, the value of these coins can vary drastically based on the year, mint mark, and condition. Today, we'll be diving into the fascinating world of the 1974 Washington quarter and why it could be worth far more than its face value. The 1974 Washington quarter is an interesting piece because it was minted during a period of significant change for the U.S. economy and coinage. By the 1970s, the country had entered into a phase of high inflation, and the U.S. Mint was faced with the challenge of producing coins that were both cost-effective and durable. The Washington quarter was already composed of a copper-nickel-clad mixture by this time, replacing the earlier silver quarters. This change was crucial for keeping production costs down while still ensuring the coin's longevity. But what makes the 1974 Washington quarter special? Well, the key to its value lies in a few important factors: the mint mark, the condition of the coin, and potential minting errors. Mint marks are tiny letters stamped onto the coin to indicate where it was made. For the 1974 quarter, there were 3 possible mint marks: P for the Philadelphia Mint, D for the Denver Mint, and S for the San Francisco Mint. While all 3 mint marks are relatively common, there are variations in the production numbers that can impact the rarity and, ultimately, the value of the coin. Minting errors are another crucial factor when determining the value of a 1974 quarter. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin's production, and these mistakes are highly coveted by collectors. Common minting errors for quarters include double strikes, where the coin is struck twice, creating a doubled image, and off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned or incomplete. These errors create unique coins that are extremely rare, and they can fetch significantly higher prices on the market. If you happen to have a 1974 Washington quarter with one of these errors, you may be holding on to a small fortune. Condition also plays a huge role in the value of this coin. Most coins that have been in circulation for many years show signs of wear and tear, scratches, dings, and fading that are all part of the coin's journey through time. However, if you happen to find a 1974 Washington quarter that is in mint condition or even uncirculated, this will significantly increase its value. An uncirculated coin is one that has never been used in circulation and still retains its original shine and crisp details. These coins are extremely valuable, as they represent a rare piece of history in pristine condition. So, you might be asking, just how much can a 1974 Washington quarter be worth? Well, if you've got one of these coins in excellent condition, or if you've found a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value of $165,000. That's right, $165,000 for a single Washington quarter. Of course, this price is reserved for the highest quality coins with rare characteristics, but even a well-preserved 1974 quarter can be worth far more than its face value. Now, you may be wondering how to spot a coin that could be worth so much. First, start by checking the condition of your 1974 quarters. If they're in excellent shape, with no visible damage and sharp, clear details, you might already have a valuable coin. Next, look for any errors. Double strikes or off-center strikes are 2 of the most common minting mistakes, and these errors can drastically increase the value of a coin. Finally, check the mint mark. While mint marks can affect the rarity of the coin, remember that the overall condition and any errors are the most important factors when determining its value. Today, we're diving into a coin that might be hiding in your collection and could be worth a fortune: the 1989 Washington quarter dollar. This coin may look like a typical quarter to many, but there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. If you've ever wondered about the value of your older quarters or are curious about which ones could bring in big money, you've come to the right place. Let's get into why this 1989 Washington quarter might be worth much more than just a quarter. First off, let's take a quick look at the history of the Washington quarter. This coin was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. Over the decades, the design has remained fairly consistent, with George Washington's portrait on the obverse, front, and an eagle on the reverse, back, until 1999 when the reverse design started to change. Despite the design staying the same for a long period, some years are more valuable than others, and the 1989 Washington quarter is one of those rare years that can surprise collectors with its worth. Now, when we talk about the 1989 Washington quarter, it's important to note that this coin was part of the ongoing effort by the U.S. Mint to continue producing coins with a copper-nickel-clad composition. By the late 1980s, these quarters were not made of silver anymore. Those were discontinued in 1964, but the copper-nickel blend provided a durable, cost-effective solution for the mint. So, why is the 1989 Washington quarter important to collectors? While the 1989 quarters were minted in large quantities, there are several key factors that could make one of these coins worth a significant amount of money. First and foremost, it all depends on the condition of the coin. Most of these coins were in circulation, meaning they went through years of handling, with a few showing signs of wear, scratches, and fading. However, if you happen to have one in pristine or near perfect condition, you're holding onto a coin that could be worth much more than its face value. But what if your coin is in good shape, and you're still wondering if it's worth something extraordinary? Well, collectors often pay a premium for coins that are considered uncirculated. These are coins that have never been used in everyday transactions and have been carefully preserved. These coins maintain their original luster and sharp, well-defined details, which make them far more valuable than coins that have been used in day-to-day commerce. The 1989 Washington quarter, if uncirculated, could be a hidden treasure in your collection. Beyond condition, another factor that can impact the value of your 1989 Washington quarter is the presence of minting errors. Minting errors are fascinating to collectors because they make a coin unique, often resulting in a higher value. Errors like double strikes, where the coin gets struck twice, creating a doubled design, or off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned, are highly sought after. If your 1989 Washington quarter features one of these errors, it could be worth significantly more than a typical quarter. In fact, some error coins can fetch thousands of dollars depending on the rarity of the mistake and the coin's condition. Another key consideration is the mint mark, which is the small letter engraved on the coin to indicate where it was made. The 1989 Washington quarter could have been minted in one of the 3 U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. While the mint mark itself may not drastically change the value, the location of the minting can affect rarity. Quarters minted in Denver or San Francisco, for example, may be harder to find than those minted in Philadelphia. This can make the quarter from certain mints slightly more valuable. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the potential value of this 1989 Washington quarter. If you've got one in excellent condition or, even better, one with a rare minting error, this coin could be worth an impressive $170,000. Yes, you heard that right, $170,000 for a single quarter. Of course, this value is reserved for coins in exceptional condition, such as those that are uncirculated or feature a minting error, but even a standard 1989 Washington quarter in great shape can be worth much more than its face value. So, how do you know if you've got one of these high-value quarters? Start by inspecting the condition of your coin. If it's been kept in a safe place and shows minimal signs of wear, you may be looking at a valuable coin. Next, check for any minting errors. These could significantly increase the coin's worth. Lastly, don't forget to check the mint mark. While it's not a game changer, it could affect the rarity of your coin. If you happen to have a 1989 Washington quarter in great shape, or if you stumble upon one with a rare error, it could be worth a small fortune. It's always a good idea to get your coins professionally graded by an expert who can give you an accurate assessment of their value. After all, you may just have a hidden treasure sitting in your collection. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1989 Washington quarter, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future discoveries. And remember, next time you go through your coins, you could find one of these quarters that might just be worth a life-changing amount. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next video.